I know of plenty of people who are racked with anxiety on a Sunday night, dreading going to work on a Monday. And those same people, myself, I was included in this for nearly 10 years, those same people are thinking this is going to be the year. This is going to be the year when I sort my diet out. This is going to be the year I sort out my sleep. The year I sort out my career. The year I get my shit together. But yet, it always seems to recycle. We do it for a few weeks or a few months with all the best intentions in the world. And then we find come April, come May, even sooner sometimes, we are repeating the same pattern. It's like we're repeating the same day hundreds of times over. It can feel like Groundhog Day. If you want to actually start living and you want to have a better future and you want to improve your circumstances, improve your mental health, improve your work, improve your sleep, then make sure you watch this video. And we're going to get into the 3 reasons and the 3 ways of how you can make this your year. If you're new here, my name is Darkmoore. I was a police officer for just under 10 years. I went from barely surviving in my shift work, eating the wrong foods, dropping weight, then gaining weight, inconsistency when it comes to the gym, absolutely hating the job I was doing and not really seeing any way out. Now I run my own business. I support and I coach people in emergency services and shift workers. I've also run several ultra marathons and I've written 16 books, some of which have become bestsellers. So you're in good company is what I'm saying. I'm going to give you some practical tips on things that worked for me and things which can support you. And if you want more in-depth support, you can join my shift-proof community right now by scanning the QR code on screen or clicking the link in the description. In that community, we have deep dive videos like this. We have video courses, we have community walls, we have community aspects in there as well. It's a designated community where you can speak to me. I will do weekly calls with people and you can also work with me one-to-one if you so desired. So the first thing, feeling stuck. How many times do we feel stuck? Certainly when it comes to a Monday. So we have the Monday blues. Oh, if you're a shift worker, it could be the fucking Wednesday blues or the Thursday blues. But it's that feeling of dread before you go into work. I certainly felt like this. I would sit at home before my shift started and I would be racked with anxiety, be racked with dread. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. I don't want to do another day. Even though when I turned up to work, it was like riding a bike. Okay, the same thing. I've done it hundreds of times. And even though at times I did enjoy my job, overall, it was making me quite unhappy. I was struggling to sleep the night before my shift. I really couldn't focus on anything else because I had this existential dread over the top of me. And that's what feeling stuck is. You feel that you're repeating the same day on repeat. It feels like Groundhog Day. With all the will in the world, you have the absolute best intentions. Be that at the start of a new year, like it is right now, be it at the start of the month, or, you know, I'll start again on Monday, I'll try again Monday. So how do we stop feeling stuck? Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to stop overloading ourselves. I am left-handed, so you'll have to forgive me. Overloading ourselves. I am a nightmare for this. I'm an absolute nightmare for overloading myself. How many times have you gotten at a break or a point in your life and you've gone, right, okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to eat better. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to run every single day. I'm going to meditate every single day. Suddenly that compounding effect of all the different habits what we have become overwhelming. And that's normal because we think in short-term time frames. We think, if I get everything done now, I don't want to have to wait 6 months. I don't have to wait a year or 5 years. We think quite short term. And because we think short term, we overload ourselves with all the different things that we want to do. Now we have to ask ourselves, what is the reason why I want to do this? What is your why? I believe it was Simon Sinek said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Now, if we reverse engineer that and we say, okay, well, why do I want to make this change? Why do you want to get fitter? Is it to look better naked? If it is to look better naked, that's absolutely fine. And if it's to look better naked, is that to be more appealing to somebody else or for self-confidence? Is it, I want to lose weight because I need to pass a fitness test? Is it, I want to lose weight because I want to be able to run after my children and not be out of breath when I'm chasing around the park? What is the why? And if we discover what the why is, then we can break it down, okay? So rather than overloading ourselves, we can break it down into our priorities. Priorities of our why. Now, if you take those examples I said there, so we have maybe meditation, fitness, calorie counting, all these different things what we have, we need to discover which one most aligns with the result we're trying to get. So if we say meditation, that's obviously for peace of mind and, you know, to be less reactive and to be more appreciative of the stillness and the everyday goings on. More present in the moment, be more focused on what we're doing. If it's fitness, again, why do we want to get fitter? What is the goal? What is the reason? Write down a list of all the goals you want to hit, everything you want to do, getting fitter, getting stronger, stopping smoking, everything else. We then need to decide which one's our main priority. And by doing that, we can stop overloading ourselves with trying to do too much, because as evidence has shown, by overloading ourselves, by trying to do too much at once, nothing gets done. Therefore, we revert back to old habits and we continue feeling stuck. And what I want you to do is I want you to put it in the comments below. What one thing do you want to focus on? And now we're going to talk about exactly how we can then implement that so it becomes a regular habit and then it becomes a non-negotiable. It's all psychology, it's all prioritization. Prioritize one, change your habits. Next is something called the 30-60-1 rule. 30-60, so what does that actually mean? It sounds good, but what does a 30-60-1 rule mean? So what that means is for 30 days, you will focus on one task for 60 minutes a day. Not all 60 minutes are made equally, and this is something I've started doing. Because I have multiple threads to my business, there's writing, there's content creation, fitness stuff, there's political commentary, there's lots of different spinning plates that I have to manage. If I try to do everything at once, I will get overwhelmed and then nothing will move. However, if I decide, okay, I've got all these moving plates, I want to focus on specific ones for specific amounts of time, get them moving, get them off the ground so that I can make them more routine. That means instead of trying to do everything at once, I can just prioritize a specific goal. So for 30 days, why 30 days? 30 days is a short enough time frame that it doesn't feel too overwhelming, and yet it's long enough that we can implement that habit. We're not saying you have to be able to do everything straight away, because if you go from sedentary, take running for example, you go from being sedentary to running an hour every single day, you're probably going to hurt yourself. So we have to manage what we do as well. Same as if you want to write a book or you want to start a business. 60 minutes can seem like a big chunk of time. So we break it down. We break it down into smaller chunks. And one tip, what I can give you, is do sprints. So what is a sprint? So quite simply what you do, we set a timer on our phone for 20 minutes. We put our phone on Do Not Disturb and we set a timer for 20 minutes. During those 20 minutes, all we are going to do is do that one task. So all we're going to do, just one task. We're going to close off distractions. I personally like having some headphones on or something like that. If you're working on something, headphones on, bit of music, you put your phone on Do Not Disturb, or even better, you take it completely out of the way so it's out of sight. Though that 20 minutes is your time. Even if you are stuck on something and you don't know what to do, as long as you stay on task, that 20 minutes continues. And you repeat that a few times. Before you know it, you've done 60 minutes of concentrated effort. And again, like I said, not all 60 minutes are made equally. The second way how we do this is we do something, you know how in the chess game where they have a chess clock, and when it's your turn you'll hit it and it'll tick away, and then when it's not your turn and you're doing something else or the other person's playing, you hit it again and then their timer goes. We do that, but again we reverse engineer it. Rather than saying, okay, I've got a 60-minute timer on, a 60-minute clock, and you do a bit of work and then next thing you know you're scrolling on Instagram and then you're checking emails or you're doing something else, then you stop that timer. And what you'll find is suddenly, whereas before you may think that you were doing 60 minutes of work simply because that timer was on, you may be only doing 10-15 minutes because of the other procrastination and other tasks what you end up doing instead. It's something I've started adopting, and I find I get really focused very quickly, and suddenly I don't want to check Instagram, I don't want to check the email because I know I have this task to do. So for 30 days, you're going to commit to doing one task, and you're going to do it for 60 minutes. Break it up as to however you need to do it, whether it's 60 minutes in one go, it's 15 minutes, 50 minutes, you know, break it up however you want to. And in order to keep yourself on track, you can always write it down. I personally love writing things down. Write it down. Have a calendar, and set yourself little goals as well. So if you manage to do it Okay, so you get 1 week into the task. Whether you hit 10,000 steps a day and you manage to do it for a week, or so it could be 10,000 steps a day, 10,000 steps. It could be eating healthily, not having a takeaway. Focus on one task, because then that, of course, stop us feeling stuck, because we can see over time we are supporting ourselves. So once we have completed 30 days of one task, we can go, right, okay, we know how to fit that in. That is easier to manage now. So once we've done that, we can schedule it. So we go Monday, we then go Wednesday, we then go Friday. That has meant that we are consistently doing the thing, this one thing over here, we are consistently doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, so then we can implement something else. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's reading a book. We then go again, 30, 60, 1. Take reading a book, for example. We then want to reading a book. We break that down into bite-sized chunks throughout the day, or you do it in whole. You do a whole of it just once. And once we've managed to incorporate that, we then find, oh, I actually only need to do, because reading then becomes a regular thing and I enjoy it. We then go, okay, reading. Maybe to relax on a Sunday, reading. So we've gone from, in 2 months, we've gone from not doing anything to working out consistently 3 times a week and reading a book 3 times a week. And again, you rinse and repeat. By the end of the year, you could easily have 10 to 12 new habits which you do every single month. And this all feeds into something called the stress loop and belief. I'm going to cover that right now. It all ties together, my friends. There you are, looking very handsome. Let's use this as an example. I want to do X, Y, Z. Right, so I want to do X, Y, Z. I attempt it. I fail, and this is where overload comes in. Short-term thinking. I fail. This then goes into belief, and fucking hell, I cannot spell. Right, books, mate, honest. So the failure impacts our belief in stress. This then diminishes. So then we stop wanting to change. So new year, typical example. I want to get better at running. I want to change my job. I want to do something which will improve myself because I want to be stronger, fitter, healthy for my children. I want to be more resilient. Therefore, when something bad happens, I can be the leader and I can know what to do. Less reactive, more calm under pressure, very important in our line of work. We then attempt to do that, but by overloading ourselves with short-term thinking I need to do everything now. I need to get these 5, 6, 7 things done within the next week. Otherwise, the entire year is going to be a write-off. I'm going to be a failure. I'm going to be stuck in this same thing again. But because we do that, we naturally fail because we can't overload ourselves too much. We naturally fail. This then impacts the way how we think about ourselves. I've tried dieting loads of times. I've tried getting into exercise. I just can't do it. I go full throttle and it just doesn't work. Therefore, I can't do it. Makes you feel worse about yourself, increases stress, and then this diminishes any will, drive or desire to do anything else differently in the future. How do we overcome this? Well, then let's flip it. So let's look at it through the frame of what we have implemented today and what we've spoken about. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, we just go, I want to do X, Y, Z. We look at that as long term. We then attempt it. We attempt one thing and we attempt it using the 30, 60, 1 method. We then complete something for 30 days. This then implements change and habit building, which then means our belief is that yes, I can change, which then increases self-belief, which then means that we want to do the next thing. So we do the next thing, long-term goals, attempt one thing, 30-60-1 rule, habit building, and it increases itself. So what we do is we flip it on its head. So rather than saying, I want to do 10 things, 13 things, 20 things, whatever it is, we do one thing, we do that one thing consistently for a short amount of time, such as 30 days, Short amount of time being that it's a short enough period that we can make it stick, and not long enough so that we get disillusioned and we get upset and overwhelmed by it, thinking it's in 60, 90 or even 100 days. We then implement that change, we implement that new thing, we see the results, we feel better, we feel stronger, we feel fitter, we prove to ourselves that what we are doing is feasible. We then have a blueprint for being able to do that, which means that that reinforces our self-belief that we can change, and therefore we can then do the next thing. This is applicable to so many different things in your life, be it fitness, health, well-being, meditation, work, stress, resilience, anything like that. Consistency works, however, you have to be consistent in the right way. Just saying, fuck it, do it anyway, grit your teeth and keep going, you're going to struggle with that if you don't have a blueprint or a methodology in place. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been useful. Let me know what you thought about this. If you want to do any more deep dives, more habit building, more psychology, more mental health sort of things like this, more health and lifestyle and fitness and everything else. And thank you for everything what you do. Thank you for checking this video out. Remember, like I said, scan the QR code right now to join my shift-proof community. And also, if you want to see me complete some pretty difficult physical challenges, check out this video right here. I'll see you next time.